Don't move. Don't breathe. Don't look away. Because this is the part where everything you were told collapses. You made it. Not because the world wanted you to. Not because fate smiled on you. But because you crawled through the kind of darkness that would have killed most people. And somehow, you learned how to see in it. They said, keep quiet, keep humble, keep sane. But you didn't. You listened to the noise in your head and turned it into thunder. You took every knife they threw at you and built a crown out of the blades. And now the truth they buried under lies, guilt, and holy silence stands naked before you. The truth is not pretty. It never was. It's not light or love or some divine redemption. It's chaos, stripped of perfume. It's pain, sharpened into wisdom. It's you, realizing that your demons were never trying to destroy you. They were trying to train you. You made it, but look at the cost. Look at your hands. They don't shake anymore, do they? Because you've held enough pain to make fear itself flinch. You've learned that mercy is a privilege for the innocent, and you lost your innocence the day you stopped begging for understanding. You are not who you were. You are the monster and the miracle, the sinner and the sermon, the villain they warned the world about, and the savior it secretly needs. Because when everyone else was praying for light, you learned how to dance with the dark. You learned that the shadows tell the truth the angels are too afraid to whisper. You know what they hid from you? That power doesn't come from goodness. It comes from choice. From standing in front of the fire and saying, burn me if you must, but I won't close my eyes. It comes from refusing to apologize for being both the storm and the calm after it. They wanted you obedient, predictable, fragile. Instead, you became a paradox, and nothing terrifies the world more than a soul that doesn't fit its script. They tried to paint you as unstable, dangerous, too much. But tell me, what's more dangerous than someone who's seen the system from the inside and stopped believing in it? What's more terrifying than someone who smiles through betrayal, bleeds through silence, and still keeps coming back? You made it. And the truth. They hid it because it was too powerful. They told you to be patient, to wait your turn, to earn your worth. But you were never waiting. You were becoming. Every heartbreak, every humiliation, every night you whispered, I can't do this anymore, and still woke up anyway. That was the metamorphosis. That was you evolving beyond their reach. Now they'll stare at you with that familiar mix of awe and fear. They'll call you lucky, chosen, unrecognizable. But deep down, they'll know. You didn't find the truth. You survived it. You embodied it. Because here's the final twist. The truth they hid wasn't some secret about the world. It was you. It was the version of yourself they never wanted you to meet. The one who doesn't break. The one who doesn't beg. The one who doesn't wait for permission to exist. You made it through hell and learned how to build a throne from the ashes. And now, the question isn't, are you ready for the truth? It's, is the truth ready for you? Because once you've seen what's behind the curtain, once you've tasted the kind of freedom that comes from not caring who approves, you don't go back, you don't kneel, you rise. And when they ask what happened to you, tell them the truth finally looked you in the eye and blinked first. You see, the truth was never hidden from you. It was buried inside you. Under years of polite lies, false smiles, and that quiet obedience they called good behavior. They told you to play nice, to color inside the lines, to follow the script. But deep down, you always knew something was off, didn't you? That feeling that you were meant for something darker, sharper, louder. That wasn't delusion. That was instinct. That was the beast inside you whispering, "Wake up." And when you finally did, the world panicked, because people don't fear monsters. They fear mirrors. They fear looking at someone who has become everything they secretly wish they could be. Unforgiving, unfiltered, unapologetically real. You made it through the kind of storms that erase names from history. And now you walk with thunder in your chest and silence in your eyes. They can't figure you out anymore. You smile like someone who's seen too much and still found a reason to grin. They call that madness. You call it clarity. The truth is, every time they tried to break you, you learned another rule of the game. You learned that pain teaches faster than comfort. That betrayal refines loyalty. That loss sculpts resilience. You learned that suffering isn't punishment. It's the curriculum, and you mastered it. You became fluent in heartbreak. You studied silence until it spoke to you. You turned your wounds into weapons, your doubts into direction. You walked through every version of hell, and now hell walks through you. Look at the people who tried to bury you. They'll pretend they don't see the glow now, but they do. They see it in the way you move, slow, deliberate, certain. They see it in the way your words cut through the air like they've been waiting their whole life to be said. They see it in the way you no longer need to prove anything, because the proof is written in the way you survived. You made it. And now you know the secret they never wanted you to figure out. That the system only works if you're afraid to question it. That order only exists to keep chaos profitable. That morality was just a leash they tied around your instincts to make you easier to control. But you broke it. You shattered the illusion that good and evil are opposites. You realized they're twins. Same blood, different masks. The angel and the demon don't fight inside you. They dance, they collaborate. Because you learned that light without darkness is blind. That purity without temptation is meaningless. That sometimes the most sacred thing you can do is sin with intention. They said you were too dark to be saved. But maybe that's because you were never meant to be saved. Maybe you were meant to see, to watch the world rot behind its smiles and still find beauty in the decay. To understand that madness is just clarity seen from the wrong angle. And that's what scares them. That you can walk through fire and not scream. That you can stand in chaos and call it home. That you can lose everything, mind, love, trust, and somehow still laugh like it's all part of the plan. You made it because you stopped needing to be understood. You stopped chasing validation from a world addicted to pretending. You realized the truth isn't something you find. It's something you become. And once you become it, there's no turning back. There's no comfort in ignorance anymore. Only power, cold, heavy, undeniable power. They'll say you changed, and they'll be right. You changed because you had to, because staying the same would have killed you, because evolution demands sacrifice, and you sacrificed everything, your naivety, your blind hope, your need for approval, on the altar of truth. Now you walk different, you speak different, even your silence has weight. Because you've seen the machinery behind the curtain, you've heard the gears grinding, the lies spinning, the puppeteers pulling strings with trembling hands, and you smiled, not out of arrogance but recognition, because once you understand the game, you stop playing it and start controlling it. That's the real revelation, not that the truth was hidden, but that the truth was weaponized, that every rule you were taught was a spell to keep you docile, that every failure was a test of how far you'd go before breaking. And you didn't break, You adapted. You evolved. They'll call you cold now, detached, dangerous. They'll say you lost your heart, but you didn't lose it. You reforged it, turned it into steel, because you finally understood that empathy without boundaries becomes self-destruction, that love without truth becomes a leash, that kindness without power becomes bait. Now you stand at the edge of everything you once feared, looking back at the ruins of who you used to be, and you don't mourn, you nod, because that version of you died for this one to rise. Because you learned that resurrection isn't light from heaven, it's fire from hell, and you burned beautifully. So when they ask how you did it, how you survived what should have broken you, how you turned pain into prophecy, tell them the truth. Tell them you stopped asking, "Why me?" and started whispering, "Try me." Tell them you made peace with the chaos, and now chaos works for you. Because you made it. The truth they hid is finally revealed. And it's not a secret written in the stars, or a sermon sung by angels. It's a mirror. And when you stare into it long enough, you realize the most dangerous thing in this world is a human who finally knows themselves. Because once you know who you are, they can't buy you. They can't break you. They can't use you. They can only watch you and pray that your silence doesn't turn into a storm. You made it. And the truth, it's been waiting for you.